Okay, so as you can see, I'm a bit excited, so it means I'm probably not talking about a contemporary movie, right? If I had to pick a filmmaker who's a living filmmaker, a damn good filmmaker, an amazing, talented filmmaker, and also an underrated one, I would certainly mention the name Brian Yuzna. Now, there's a filmmaker for you. I just reviewed his film Beyond Reanimator. I haven't seen this since about 2008 or thereabouts. I got this recently for my movie collection, and I was a little bit skeptical because it's been a long time since I saw the film. I worried that it might have aged really badly and I would be disappointed. None of that really applies because I loved Beyond Reanimator. Growing up, I enjoyed short fiction from H.P. Lovecraft way before I discovered any of these movies. So by the time I saw the original Reanimator on tape, I was already big time into H.P. Lovecraft. I do not really view these films or From Beyond as a faithful transposition of Lovecraft's lore for the big screen. I think those movies did great in that they popularized Lovecraft's name and they spread the word. But I think movies be movies and short stories be short stories. Each one has its purpose and its strengths, and the movies were made to rake in the dollar. All the three movies in the Herbert West trilogy came from kind of different periods. They are surprisingly cohesive. So it's a loose trilogy, but still there is that spirit uniting the three movies despite their different production companies and so on. And the spirit is much more Brian Yuzna than Lovecraft. I think it's the nutty thing about Brian Yuzna is when you see the interviews, the guy is very sober, very sharp. You can tell the guy's a businessman, but also with a heart for science fiction and horror. Wonderfully also sly and humorous when he talks about some of the challenges of mounting productions over the years. I think he's wonderful to listen to, and if you're a budding filmmaker, you could do way worse than checking out some of the Brian Yuzna interviews, which there is plenty of them floating around on YouTube. The guy's a diamond. But when you watch the movies he produces, they are so nuts. When it comes to non-Japanese movies, I think Brian Yuzna is in spirit one of the closest ones to that kind of wild Japanese over-the-top craziness where it's maybe science fiction with some sexualized overtones and some gooey, yucky special effects. I think you cannot top that. Screaming Mad George for the effects. One of the last great over-the-top straight-to-video horror movies when they were still being made on 35mm was Faust, Love of the Damned, which is adapted from a certain underground graphic novel, and Yuzna helmed that, and that is a supremely bad taste movie with some grand effects, it's not a very faithful transposition of the graphic novel, and it's not exactly an Oscar-worthy film, but it's so much fun and it embodies so many things which are completely gone from contemporary genre fare. It has a beating, living heart, that film does. I'd like to review it at some point, Faust, Love of the Damned. So we are with Beyond Reanimator today. If you're new to Reanimator movies, well, do yourself a favor, don't shy away from the sequels. They are different, they are obviously not as groundbreaking as the original, but they are very good. And when it comes to Beyond Reanimator, it's surprisingly large scale. I've forgotten how much is going on in this film. It's set in this quite large prison, so there is all sorts of interesting situations for Herbert West to procure fresh or semi-fresh corpses. There is some dodgy CGI, but it's to be expected from a movie from the early 2000s. I really couldn't believe how much fun Beyond Reanimator is nowadays, pretty much 20 years on. So thanks a lot for watching. What's your favorite Brian Yuzna movie?